12:46 right now. Sending money to friends and family just got a whole lot easier. Technology consultant Francie Black is here to tell us more about Venmo and how it works. We actually talked about this earlier this week, that a lot of people are using this to buy pizza and reimburse their friends. So clearly a lot of the younger generation, college kids, are using this app.
Yeah, this is wildly popular among college students, but it's also becoming very mainstream. Of course, it started on the West Coast. It's traveling, across the country. But it's very, very popular, so I want to make sure people know about it. And it's similar to an app that we covered 6 months ago or so called Square Cash. Their purpose is the same. So if you're splitting, lunch and I need to pay you for lunch or for gas or sharing your rental payment, splitting that, you can make a payment to your friend or family for free using Venmo or Square Cash.
Okay.
So I'll point out some differences as we go along. But in order to make a payment, so let's say I need to make a payment to a friend for gas. And so I'm going to put in my friend here. I'm going to put in Marissa. And I'm going to say I need to pay her $20. And what's it for? And I'm going to put in here gas. And you can put in the emoji if you want to for gas, and then I can say pay, or I can say request a payment. So you can send a payment out.
You owe me money, and I'm going to send you a note and remind you.
Exactly, so you don't forget. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of this. But one of the big differences between Venmo and Square Cash is that Venmo, actually, you have a Venmo account that stores money for you. So if you make a payment to me, it goes into my Venmo account, and then I make payments out of my Venmo account, very much like PayPal.
Okay, and it's owned by PayPal.
It is owned by PayPal, so it operates sort of under that same model versus the Square Cash app. There's no middle account, so it goes from my debit account to my bank account directly to your account, and there's no middle account for it to sit in there that you have to transfer later to your bank account. So that's a big difference between the two. So there's no Square Cash account. It goes direct versus this.
And maybe some people think it's safer to not have as much money linked to a separate account, and other people may say directly is easier.
Yeah, whichever, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really just a personal preference. Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. So another major difference between the two apps is the social media aspect in Venmo. So anytime you do a transaction, you send somebody cash or request it, guess where it shows up? In a social media feed.
Oh, wow.
So this is literally from all around. These are actual requests, and it doesn't hide it. Dallas Adler paid J.J. Adler for rent. Okay, I don't know.
I love this. Kyle Brudnick paid Max Reiner for a Kenny G autographed bobblehead. I want to know how much he paid him.
And you know what? You could like that, or you could comment on that and ask him for that information.
So it's very public.
It is very public, which is a drastic contrast between Square Cash. And if you want to see just between friends instead of the whole world, you can tap up here and you can see payments between friends and family. And so I was actually going on last night and looking to see what my nieces and nephews in California were paying their family and friends, and they were transacting. I was spying on them.
Okay.
So that's a big difference. And then lastly, if you go...
you check out and before you lend somebody money and say, okay, they're actually paying them back.
That's right. That's a good point.
You can check up on them and see if they're good for what they say.
That's an excellent point. Excellent point. And so because this does have the separate account, you have the option to transfer to the bank. So remember, it's sitting in there. You can transfer it. If you have zero funds in your Venmo account, you can associate a debit card, much like you do with the Square Cash app, and then transfer it from, direct from your account, but it goes to their Venmo account. Okay, so you always have that middle app. So those are the big differences in those. So those are both wildly popular. This one is actually starting to become a direct payment system actually within mobile apps. So you're going to be seeing this a lot more. Want to make sure you knew how it worked and what the differences were.
And if you want to learn more about the app Francie showcased today, go to WLOS.com, click on Tech Time. That will link you to iPadWisdom.com, where you can also go and sign up for her e-newsletter for all of her tech tips that she has every week.